My name is Jenna and I will be leading you through your Vinyasa class today. This will be about 75 minutes. So if you use any props in your practice, feel free to get some blocks, a blanket, maybe a strap, and we're gonna get started in a comfortable seat today. So feel free to come to your mat and you can either sit up onto a block, a blanket, you can sit up onto your shins or sit cross-legged, and we'll get started. So you can go ahead and come to a seat, and if you'd like to sit up on a block or a blanket, feel free to come up to sit on any of those things. And then cross your shins, close your eyes, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Just unhinge your jaw and let your breath just start to exaggerate in and out through the nose. Start to settle into your practice here. And this morning when I sat down, I haven't been meditating as regularly as usual, which is kind of weird considering all this extra time, but this morning I sat down and it was just really all over the place. And so what tends to happen when my mind is really crazy is then I get frustrated and I think, I'll just do it later, or I'll do it for less time. But this morning I was thinking about the idea, the yogic principle of tapas, or discipline, and it can also be translated as heat or discomfort. And finding these moments where things aren't comfortable, can we still be present? Knowing that each time we show up can be really different, but can we be consistent in showing up? Then you start to see it's actually impossible to be the same all the time, that it's totally human nature to fluctuate. Our moods change with the seasons, with the time of day, with what we eat. So many factors go into these fluctuations that trying to control them is actually pretty futile, but if we can start to just notice them and consistently show up with the breath, with that compassion that this is just right now. And maybe our practice right now is the discipline to just sit still for a few moments. Or maybe your practice today is meeting yourself in a new way. Every time we show up, there's the possibility to explore a new version of ourselves, meet ourselves in a different way. And as we practice this on the mat, then we start to notice how we can encounter discomfort off the mat. From here, take your left palm face down over your heart and stack your right hand on top of it. Just feeling your heart underneath your hands and your breath gently rise and fall. And take this moment to just acknowledge yourself exactly as you are. Whether your mind is busy or you're feeling a little tired, maybe take this moment even to just say hi to yourself. And know throughout this practice, this is your practice. So feel free to modify, adjust, and be where you are. From here, join the hands together, right to left in front of your heart now. Take a full breath in and feel that breastbone rise up into your thumbs. And as you breathe out, sigh it out the mouth as you bow the head down to the hands slowly. Take a full breath in, staying here. And sigh it out. Now slowly let the hands come down, blink the eyes open, lift your chin up. And now we'll make our way into a child's pose. You can shift forward. If you want the blanket underneath your knees, feel free to go ahead and take it there. And bring your knees as wide as your outer shoulders or maybe as wide as your mat. And walk your hands forward for this child's pose. Let your forehead tap down to the mat. And now press your hands into the mat and crawl your fingers as wide as your mat until the pinkies are touching just the outer edge of the mat. And now crawl the fingers just a little bit further forward so the forearms are lifted away from the mat, and press all 10 fingers into the ground. And as you push all of your knuckles into the ground, imagine there were 2 hands on your lower back gently pressing back and down on your hips. And feel your hips just soften a little more towards your heels. As you do that, maybe crawl the fingers 1 more inch forward, feeling the armpits lengthen, the side body lengthen, and then breathe into the sides of your ribs. Relax your jaw. And then from here, crawl your hands just over to the right until your right hand comes off the mat, and keep that left hip pinned back. Maybe imagining that hand still there, gently pulling that left hip back and down. As you crawl the left fingers a little further forward, maybe stack the left hand on your right hand. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. And slowly walk the hands back through center and then all the way off to the left until your left hand comes off the mat. Keep that right hip pinned back as you breathe into the right side of your body. Slowly walk the hands back through center. Again, the width of the mat so you feel the pinkies just on the outsides. And then from here, look to your hands and then start to pull forward into a tabletop, but keep the knees wide like this. And then let the hips move forward and down as you lift the heels up towards your sit bones and roll the shoulders back. And you can go as far as feels good in your back. And then we'll rock back into that child's pose, rocking over the knees. And again, a blanket under your knees is always welcome if you'd like. Again, pulling forward and around its spine until you can let the hips move down to the floor, roll the shoulders back, point the toes, look up, and then rock back. And if this doesn't feel good for you, you can find a more traditional cat-cow, bringing the knees under your hips. Otherwise, take this, which is a little more in your spine and your back. But if it's too much rolling over your knees, then don't worry about it. Just take a cat-cow, maybe barrel roll the spine. Take about 2 more rounds like this. And then we'll come into your neutral spine here, and now bring the knees so now they are under your hips, but keep the hands a little in front of your shoulders, and then shift your shoulders over your wrists. So now you're in like a modified plank pose. Now from here, shift your shoulders forward past your wrists, bend the elbows straight back as you hug them in for a baby chaturanga, and keep your chin back. And then press back up into that modified plank. And again, bend the elbows straight back, hugging them into the ribs. Chaturanga, shoulders height of the elbows, press back up, modified plank. Last time bending, hover the shoulders the height of the elbows, and then lower all the way down to your belly. And then walk your arms forward for Sphinx pose, bringing your forearms the width of your outer shoulders and parallel to one another. If this is too much on your low back, bring the elbows a little further forward so your bottom ribs are on the ground. Now from here, take a full breath in, press into the tops of the feet and the pinky toes. And as you exhale, tuck the chin into the chest, press into the forearms and round. You should feel the core fire up, maybe hips lift a little. Inhale to lift the chest again between your arms, belly lands, maybe bottom ribs shine forward. And exhale to press down and round, like this little modified forearm plank. Take 2 more like that. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, rounding in. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Now from here, let the hips come down. Tuck your toes. And now lift your legs and your hips away from the floor for a forearm plank. You can take the hands a little closer together if you'd like, if that's more comfortable in your shoulders. Bring the front ribs towards the tops of your hips, and then shine your breastbone a little bit forward, just like in that feeling of Sphinx pose so your spine is long. And now just rock a little forward and back on the balls of your feet, pushing the heels back and then rocking towards the toes. And just hold here for 2 more breaths. Last breath here. And then slowly tap the knees down, lower the hips back down to the mat. Sphinx pose. Now pivot your left fingers into your right armpit, or elbow pit rather. Reach your right arm back and hold on to the top of your right foot. And then pull the heel down. If you'd like, you can lower your head down to your left forearm or stay lifted in the Sphinx, whatever feels better in your back. If you're lowering the forehead down, relax the jaw. We'll all relax the jaw anyway. If you're lifted, stay pressing into that left forearm the whole time. 1 more breath. And slowly release that foot, coming back into your Sphinx and setting up for the opposite side. Pivot your right arm in, reach your left arm back to the top of your left foot and pull it down towards your heel. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can hold it. You can either hold it keeping your shoulder facing the ground, or you can reach for the inner edge of the foot and point your elbow straight up towards the ceiling. And slowly we'll release that foot, coming back into your Sphinx pose. And then bring the hands to frame the ribs, press up into a tabletop position. And now walk the knees under your hips for a more traditional tabletop. Now from your tabletop, with an inhale, reach your right arm up towards the sky. And with an exhale, thread it under your left ribs. As you bend the left elbow, reach and hover. With an inhale, reach the right arm back up to the ceiling. Take the palm back behind you. And as you exhale, thread it again to hover, reaching to the left. Last time, inhale, reaching up. And this time, as you exhale, thread it underneath you. Place your right shoulder and your right ear to the mat. And then you have the option to maybe take the left arm up to the sky and thread it behind you, reaching for the low back or the top of your right thigh. Breathe here. And slowly release the left hand down to the mat in front of your face. Press into it to reach the right arm back up to the sky. And with an exhale, bring the hands back down to the mat, tabletop. 1 cat-cow here between sides. Drop the belly, look up with a breath in. Then with a breath out, press down and round. Now come back into your neutral spine. And with an inhale, reach your left arm up to the sky. And with an exhale, hovering, thread the needle, thread it underneath you as you bend the right elbow and reach. Inhale to reach up. And exhale to thread underneath you. 1 more time, inhale, reach. And exhale to thread it underneath you, placing the left shoulder and your left ear down to the earth. And now if you'd like, right hand can reach up to the sky, maybe back behind you for the top of your thigh or your low back, and breathe. And slowly release the right hand back down to the mat. Right in front of your face, press into it to reach the left arm up and back. And then place both hands down to the mat, finding your tabletop. Now walk the hands 1 handprint forward. Bring the knees under your hips if they're a little wider. Tuck your toes and hover your knees just an inch off the mat for a floating beast. Now from here, we're going to take a little bit of a play here with 1 hand and 1 foot lifting. So working on this, we'll lift at the same time, right hand and left foot. Ooh, it's okay to tap down, place them back down, and then switch sides, left hand, right foot. And then place them down. 1 more time each side, right foot, left hand, and opposite side. And then place them down. Now from here, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog, dropping the heels down towards the floor. You can drop one heel down as you bend into one knee, and then do the same thing on the other side. And the hands are about the width of your mat. Again, you can take the pinkies to just touch the outer edges of your mat if that feels better in your shoulders. Tight shoulders, generally hands wider, will feel good in a down dog to give you just a little more space. Take about 2 more breaths here in your downward facing dog. And then slowly walk the feet all the way up to the hands for Ragdoll Pose. Once you get up to the top, heel toe your feet as wide as your outer hips. Bend your knees and hold opposite elbows, letting your head hang heavy. And now imagine as if your body was just draped over a clothesline and you could feel your thigh body getting long, the crown and the roof of your mouth moving down towards the floor, and everything just melting into the earth. 2 more breaths. And slowly release the arms. Keep the knees bent and roll 1 vertebra at a time all the way up to stand until your head unfurls at the top, and then sweep the arms around and up, get long up, and then join the hands, bring them through to heart center with the breath out. Heel toe the feet to hips with distance here. Come back to where you are right now without judgment. And then with your next inhale, sweep the arms around and up towards the sky. Now I'm going to mirror you. Interlace your fingers, keep the pointer fingers up, and then arc your body to the right for a side bend to your right. So you push the hips to the left, push into both of your feet, and as you push the hips to the left, go as far until you feel the stretch all the way down your legs. Take 1 more big breath in, moving the right shoulder under you. 1 more breath out, stay. Inhale to move up through center. Pause. Reach further up. And with your exhale, tip over to the opposite side, pushing your hips to the right. Go as far as you can. So we're going for a big sensation here. And then find that discomfort. Breathe into it. Feel all the way down your leg the stretch. Rotate that left shoulder under you. Take 1 more breath. And then slowly come all the way back up. Breathe in. With an exhale, cactus the arms, leaning back into your shoulder blades. With an inhale, take the arms up. And with an exhale, forward fold with soft knees, and then lift the hips up when you come down with hands on the ground. Inhale, come halfway up, rock the weight forward, hands on the shins or fingertips. And exhale, hands down to the mat. Step your right leg and then your left leg back. High plank pose, inhale, shift forward. Exhale, Chaturanga, halfway, hugging the elbows in or maybe all the way. Inhale, low cobra or upward facing dog. And with an exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale, join the legs, lift the right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, curl it underneath you to the chest. Inhale, take the leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose and try to kick your right sit bone. Inhale, take the leg up and back last time. Exhale, knee to nose, look forward and step it through. Inhale, lift just your chest, keep the fingertips on the floor. And with an exhale, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, rock the weight slightly forward. And as you exhale, fold down over the legs. Inhale, root to rise, reach the arms around and up. Interlace the fingers, pointer finger stays up, arc your body to the right with your exhale, pushing into your left foot. Inhale, up through center. And exhale, arc your body to the left. Inhale, up through center. And exhale, elbows out to the side, take the palms back. Inhale, reach the arms up, get long. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Let it all go. Inhale to come halfway up. Exhale, bend the knees, hands down, left leg, right leg back, high plank, shift forward. Exhale, Chaturanga, half or all the way. Inhale, up dog or your low cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Bring the legs together, lift your left leg up, breathe in. Exhale, knee to nose, make that leg really compact. Inhale, leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, rounding in. Last time, up and back, breathe in. Exhale, breathe out, step it through the hands. Come up onto the fingertips with a breath in, and then step forward to forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in, iron out your spine. And with an exhale, dive down over the legs. Inhale, reach the arms around and up, Uttanasana. Hands to heart center with your exhale. We're gonna do 2 more like that. Inhale, sweep the arms around and up, interlace the fingers, point your fingers up. Exhale, arc your body to the right. Inhale through center, and exhale, arc your body to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale to cactus the arms as you push the chest and hips forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive it down into your Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands down, right leg, left leg back. High plank to Chaturanga with your exhale. Inhale, up dog or low cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe it in. Breathe out. Bring the legs together. Inhale, right leg lifts up from the heel. Flex the foot. Exhale, knee to nose, curl it in. Inhale, up and back like you are pushing the foot into a wall. Exhale, knee to nose, round to the chest. Last time, inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, step it with care up between the hands. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, forward fold at the top. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold down. Inhale, root to rise, reach the arms around and up, interlace the fingers, point your fingers up. Exhale, side bend to your right. Inhale, up through center. Exhale, arc your body to the left. Push the hips to the right. Inhale through center, and exhale, cactus the arms, opening up the front of your body. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, forward fold all the way down. Last modified sun A. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Ardha means half. Exhale, hands down, left leg, right leg back. High plank, inhale, shift forward. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or low cobra. Exhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Full breath in and a breath out. Join the legs. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, round in. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, curl it in. Inhale, up and back, really push that heel back. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through. Lift your chest, breathe in. And breathe out, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, fold down. Inhale, root to rise, reach the arms all the way around and up. This time, hands to heart center through the midline. Take a full breath in. Breathe out as you press your feet into the ground. Inhale, sweep the arms around and up, get long. Exhale, forward fold all the way down, let it go. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands down, walk, step, or hop back into a Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or low cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. And a full breath out. Now this time, join the legs together. One time, lift your right leg up. And one time, knee to nose, step it through your hands. Now this time, tap your back knee down. And with an inhale, take the arms around and up, Anjaneyasana. Interlace your fingers, pointer finger stays up. And with an exhale, draw a line to your right, arcing your body to side bend. Go full breath in. And stay for your breath out. Inhale, come back up through center. And as you exhale, release the hands down, low lunge. Find a half split with your breath out. Now with the breath in, lunge forward again. We're gonna move dynamic, lift your chest, back knees down. Exhale, rock back, half splits, drawing the right toes in. One more time, inhale, bend your front knee, lift your chest. And exhale, half splits. Now this time, keep the half splits. Find an Ardha Uttanasana in your chest, halfway lift. And exhale to fold down. Now holding in this fold a few breaths. Try to walk your hands as far forward as you can to draw your nose towards your toes. and then push into your left shin so you feel that left hip firm in. Take one more big breath in, and a full breath out. Now from here, walk the hands back towards you, find a halfway lift, and then walk the hands outside your right leg. So we're kind of on the right-hand side of your mat, and then drop the right pinky toe towards the floor. So your right toes are trying to turn towards like 3 o'clock if your heel was the center of a clock. It doesn't have to turn all the way to 3, it might only turn to 1 or 12:30, and that's okay. IT bands can be really tight. Take one more breath here. And then slowly walk the hands back around to frame your front foot and rebend your front knee. Now this time, tuck your toes, lift your back leg, and find a standing splits by lifting your left leg up and straightening your right leg. Now just like the one-legged down dog, flex your left foot and push the heel back like you were pushing your heel into a wall. And then engage the left glute to lift your left leg higher. Take one more breath in. And as you breathe out, knee to nose, rounding it in towards your chest. Inhale, kick the leg back, find a halfway lift in your chest. And as you exhale, knee to nose, rounding it in. One more time, inhale, take that leg back. And exhale, knee to nose. Now pause here with the knee to nose, push into your right heel, start to slowly rise up to a one-legged Tadasana. And it's okay if you have to tap that foot down. Now from here, cross your left leg over the right for eagle legs, and the legs will cross. Left leg over the right. Cactus your arms just like we did before, but this time hook the left arm under the right, either double wrapping your arms or holding onto your shoulders. Squeeze the legs and the arms together and sit low into your right hip and thigh. Take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, squeeze the legs together. One more big breath in. And with your breath out, squeeze. Now this time, with a breath in, draw the left knee in, unwind the arms up, breathe in. Take the right hand to your left knee and reach the left arm behind you for a twist. Gaze can stay forward, press into your right foot, and then maybe you start to turn the gaze back. Take one more breath. And then slowly start to unwind, come back to center. Step your feet together, bend your knees, chair pose. Hands at heart center. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. One more breath and get long in your spine from hips to crown of the head. And with a breath out, twist to your right by hooking the elbow outside your right thigh. Take a breath and push your hands together. And a breath out. Inhale into a chair pose with the arms by the ears reaching out. And with an exhale, forward fold. Hands down, hips come high. Let it go. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, hands down, walk, step, or hop back into a Chaturanga flow or right into your down dog. You can skip all the Chaturangas today. You don't have to Chaturanga ever in your life if you don't want to. This is totally your practice. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Now join the legs together with an inhale, lift your left leg up. With an exhale, one time, knee to nose and step it between the hands. Tap your back knee down to the mat, and with an inhale, rise up, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Interlace your fingers, pointer finger stays up, and side bend to your left with your exhale. Holding for a breath into the right side. Hold for your breath out. Inhale, come back up through center. With an exhale, hands down, frame your front foot and find your half splits. Now moving dynamic, rebend that front knee, lift the chest, breathe in. As you breathe out, rock back, drawing the toes towards you, fold. One more time, inhale, rebend your front knee, lunge forward. Exhale, rock back. Now this time, find halfway lift while keeping the left leg straight. And with an exhale, dive down over that leg. Push into your right shin and walk the hands forward. Maybe the hands come in line with your heel and feel that right hip firm in as you pull the left toes towards you, even the pinky toe. Now slowly walk the hands back in for that halfway lift, and then walk to the outside of your left foot and your left thigh. Now from here, drop the outer edge of your left foot down towards the floor, so it's coming to maybe like 11 or 10 o'clock, or maybe it comes all the way to 9 if your IT band is very open. I saw a yoga post that said something about like there's a lot of flexible assholes in this city. So no matter how flexible you are, it doesn't make you a good person, a good yogi at all. Come back through to center. Turn the toes up. Rebend your left knee. Tuck your toes, lift your back leg up. And now find a standing splits by lifting the back leg up. Turning the right toes down. Find your fold. Engage the right glute to lift the leg higher. Take a breath and find a halfway lift in your chest. Maybe come onto your fingertips. With an exhale, knee to nose, round it in. Inhale, take the leg back behind you. Exhale, knee to nose, curl it into the chest. Inhale, last time back. Exhale, curl it in, and then soften your left knee. Find your balance. Light on your fingers, start to lift up, drawing the right knee into the chest, hands to heart center. Nice. Now from here, we'll take that right knee in your left hand, reach the right arm back behind you into a twist. Push into your left heel, maybe start to look back at your right thumb. And then slowly start to unwind back through center, hands to heart center. Cross the right knee over the left. Maybe you tense the toes onto the floor. Cactus your arms. Hook the right arm underneath the left, palms come to touch, or hold your shoulders. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, squeeze everything together, sitting low into that left leg. One more big breath in. As you breathe out, squeeze. Unwind the legs as you inhale, sweep the arms around and up. Chair pose with your exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath in and a breath out. Take the tailbone towards the floor as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, hook the right elbow outside the left knee for your chair twist. Take a breath and push your left hand into your right. Hold for a breath out. Chair pose with a breath in. Unwind, take the arms up. And as you exhale, forward fold all the way down, moving right into our sun B variation. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, hands down, walk, step, or hop back into your plank pose to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the legs together and lift the right leg up with a breath in. Step the right foot to the right thumb with your breath out for a warrior one. Drop the left heel, inhale, arms up. Hold on to the left wrist, pull it up and over to your right. This will be our modification in this pose. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands down, low lunge to high plank. Step back to Chaturanga or right into your down dog. Breathing in, lift the chest. Breathing out, down dog. Left leg lifts, breathe in. Exhale, step it through, warrior one. Drop the right heel, rise up. Hold onto the right wrist, pull that arm up and over to your left as you push into the back heel. Inhale through center. Exhale, hands down, high plank to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, up dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, soften the knees, look to the top of the mat. Breath out, walk, step, or hop up. Halfway lift, breathe in. And breathe out to fold down. Chair pose with an inhale, bend the knees, take the arms up. And with an exhale, stand tall, hands to heart center. Pause here, take a breath in. And a breath out. And just recenter again. Feel maybe a gentle sway from right to left. Coming back to our theme of the class today, this discomfort or heat. And noticing this heat that we're building in our body and anything that might be tied to it. Again, your practice isn't eradicating any of it or eliminating it, but rather, can you just see it? Because you are you seeing it. Your emotions, your thoughts, that's not you. One more big breath in. And a breath out. Inhale into your chair pose. Hips back and down, arms up. Hold for an exhale. Take the tailbone towards the floor. One more big breath in. And as you breathe out, hands down, hips high, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Lowering halfway, squeeze the elbows in. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, up dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. Lift the right leg up, breathe in. Exhale to your warrior one. Step the foot through, inhale the arms up. Hold on to your left wrist, give it a tug up and over to the right as you push into your back heel. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands down, Chaturanga, step back, lowering halfway. Inhale, up dog, pressing into all 10 fingers. Exhale, down dog. Lift the left leg up, breathe in. Exhale, step it through. Warrior one, inhale, breathe in, reach the arms up. Hold the right wrist, pull it up and over to your left. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down, high plank to low plank, and this time lower all the way down to your belly. Once you're down on your belly, extend your right arm out to the right. Look over to the left, take your right palm flat, bend your left knee and roll over onto your right side, stepping the left foot someplace behind the right leg. If you'd like, you can take the left arm up, maybe to the low back, similar to our thread the needle variation earlier. And breathe here, connect to the ground. One more breath. And slowly take that left hand back down in front of your chest. Use it as brakes to roll onto your belly and slide the right arm in towards you. Extend the left arm to the left. Look to the right. Bend your right knee and roll over onto your left side. Now stepping the right foot behind you. Maybe taking the right arm up into your back. Relaxing the head onto the ground, the jaw. Take a few breaths here. And slowly bring the right hand down in front of your chest. Use it as brakes to roll back onto your belly. And now extend both the arms back behind you, palms flat onto the mat. If you'd like, you can take the palms a little closer underneath your body. Maybe you feel the hip points come onto your forearms. Join the legs together and point your toes. Press into the tops of your feet so your legs lift. Push into all 10 fingers and start to lift your chest and your head up. Now if your arms are underneath you, push into your hands. Start to lift your legs up. Finding a locust variation, take a full breath in. And as you breathe out, slowly release everything down. Turn the palms back up and turn the left cheek and left ear onto the mat. Relax and breathe. If you'd like, you can bend the knees and windshield wiper the legs. And slowly bring the forehead back down. Now this time, interlace the hands at your low back, and this is an option you can always skip. If you'd like, you can just reach the arms towards one another. If your fingers are interlaced, try to get them all the way to the webbing, cross your thumbs, and then start to straighten your arms towards your heels to lift your shoulders and your chest and your head away from the floor. Point your toes, join your legs, and start to lift your legs up, firming the quads, using the glutes. Take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, release it all down, turning the right cheek, right ear down. Take the tops of your hands onto, or the backs of your hands onto the floor. If you'd like, you can bend the knees and windshield wiper the legs right and left. And from here, extend the legs back behind you. Bring the hands in to frame the chest, forehead down, and press back into a child's pose. Knees can be either wide or closer together for some release in the low back. Maybe the arms come back behind you with the backs of your hands on the floor. Take a few breaths again into your side body. Two more breaths here. And then from here, start to make your way back into your tabletop position. And then tuck your toes, find your downward facing dog. A full breath in and a full breath out. Now from here, soften the knees, look forward. With an exhale, walk, step, or hop up to the front. Come halfway up with the breath in. With the breath out, folds down over the legs. Chair pose. With an inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms out. And with an exhale, straighten the legs, hands to heart center. Take a full breath in and a sweet breath out. One more time, chair pose. Breathe in, bend the legs, reach the arms up. And moving right into your exhale to surrender down into your fold. Inhale, halfway rise, rock the weight forward. And with an exhale, hands down, Chaturanga, walk, step, or hop back, lowering halfway. Inhale, up dog or your low cobra. And then exhale, down dog. Right leg rises up, breathe in. Exhale, step it through, warrior one. Drop the left heel, inhale, rise up. Hold on to the left wrist, pull it up and over to your right. Inhale, back up through center. Now this time, interlace the hands at your low back, just like locust. Inhale, push into your back heel as you straighten your arms. And as you exhale, dive forward, either over your right thigh or start to snuggle your right shoulder down inside the calf. Let the head hang heavy, press into that back heel as you lunge forward into your front leg. One more big breath in, and then hands to the floor to frame your front foot with your breath out. Step back, breathe in, plank to Chaturanga as you breathe out. Inhale into your back bend, and down dog with your breath out. Last side, inhale, left leg rises up. Exhale, step it forward, warrior one. Drop your back heel, inhale, rise up. Hold on to your right wrist, pull it up and over to your left. Inhale up through center, and exhale, hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers, straighten the arms, breathe in, open the chest. And as you breathe out, start to fold down inside the left leg. Pushing continuously into your back heel, maybe even see your inner arch of your back foot rise a little bit up. Take 2 more breaths. Humble warrior. And then from here, hands to the floor, all the way down to the floor. And then for this time, walk the hands all the way to the long edge of the mat, parallel your feet to the short edges of the mat. Find a halfway lift as you breathe in, turning the toes just slightly in. And as you breathe out, forward fold, either walking the hands forward like a down dog with really wide legs, and that could be a nice low back release, or maybe you hold on to the outer edges of your feet for more hamstring stretching, bending the elbows straight out right to left as you pull the head down towards the floor. 2 more breaths here. And then from here, find that halfway lift, walking the hands under your shoulders. Now keep your left hand where it is. I'm going to mirror you here. Reach your right arm underneath you, just like thread the needle before, and reach for the outside of your left calf or your left ankle. Now crawl your left fingers forward and start to pull in your right ankle to turn, or pull your right hand on your left ankle to start to turn the right shoulder under you. Take a big breath in, rock the weight slightly forward, and a breath out. Now come back through center, unwind. And then thread your left arm underneath you, reaching for the outside of your right calf. Crawl your right fingers forward and then pull gently on that calf to rotate that left shoulder underneath you. Take a breath in and a breath out. Now release the foot, coming back to the halfway lift. Breathe in. And then soften the knees, low lunge, walking all the way around to frame your left foot. Step back, high plank, inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga option here. Inhale, up dog, pressing into the tops of the feet. And exhale, downward facing dog. Now from this downward facing dog, tap the knees down to the mat, keeping the toes tucked. Walk your hands up onto the fronts of your thighs. So we're standing up on the shins. Bring the hands to the low back. Fingers can point either towards the backs of your knees, or you can turn the fingers to point up. I don't really teach this variation very much because it's hard for me to get my elbows back. But if you like this variation, it kind of forces you into that back bend. You want to keep pushing the heels of your hands down. The idea is tailbone towards the backs of the knees, wherever you take the hands. Pull the elbows back, lift your chest up like there was a hand right behind your heart pushing it up. And you wanted to touch the ceiling with your chest. Maybe your hands stay on your back the whole time, or eventually they come down onto your heels. Pushing the hips forward, pulling the shoulders back, let it looking up towards the sky. Take a big breath in. Breathing out in Uttanasana. Take the hands back to your low back, unravel back up, untuck the toes now and sit on your heels. Bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly and breathe. And then from here, slowly blink the eyes open. And start to make your way back into your downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, take your hips up and back. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. From here, join the legs. With an inhale, lift your right leg up and back. With an exhale, knee to nose, step it through your hands, low lunge. Back knee stays lifted, left hand down, reach your right arm up one time, big twist. And then with an exhale, bring both hands down. Now this time, tense your fingers, keep the back knee lifted, lift your chest. And with an exhale, straighten your right leg and fold, drawing that right hip back. And inhale, rebend your front knee, lift your chest. Exhale to straighten and fold. Last time, inhale, rebend your front knee. Maybe you ground your left heel this time as you fold, and we'll hold in this pose. Either pyramid variation, staying on the ball of your back foot, or grounding the left heel so it's the furthest thing back on your mat. As you do this, keep pressing into your front big toe. As you keep drawing that right hip back, lengthening the leg. Take one more breath. Now from here, soften your front knee. Find that halfway lift again. And with an exhale, step back, high plank. If you'd like to move through a Chaturanga, feel free to take that Chaturanga, hugging the elbows into a flow, or moving right into your down dog. From your down dog, left leg lifts, and step it all the way through your hands. Right hand stays down. Inhale, reach the left arm up as you draw the left hip slightly back. And exhale, both hands down. Tense your fingers, inhale, lift your chest. And with an exhale, draw the left hip back and straighten the leg to fold down. Moving again with your breath, inhale, lift, back leg strong. Exhale, straighten and fold back. Last time, inhale, bend and lift. And exhale, straighten and fold, maybe hopping the back foot in this time so that the heel is the furthest thing back on the mat. Breathing here in your pyramid variation, lengthening the back of your left leg, your front leg, by pushing into the left big toe as you draw the left hip back. Imagine there was one line in your whole back of your leg and you were trying to get it longer and longer. And then slowly find that halfway lift as you rebend your front knee. Step back into your high plank. If you'd like that Chaturanga, again, feel free to always take it or leave it. Reminder that this is your practice. And then from this downward facing dog, we'll shift forward into a high plank pose. And then from here, let's lower onto the forearms just to give the wrists a break for a moment. Pivot your left fingers in towards your right elbow, just like we did when our hips were on the ground. And find a side plank on your left forearm, reaching your right arm up towards the sky. You can keep your legs crossed or stack them. Lift the hips up, just like in your side bend, like you were arcing your body. And then reach the right arm alongside your ear. Take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, come back into your forearm plank. Hands down, forearms parallel. Pivot your right fingertips in. Roll over to your right side, left arm reaches up. Lift the hips up like that side bend, but now we're really engaging the right obliques. Take the left arm alongside your ear, take a big breath in. And as you exhale, forearm plank, come back down, forearms parallel, and bring your hands just a little closer. Elbows are the distance of your shoulders. Start to walk your feet in towards your elbows for Dolphin Pose. Push your chest towards your thighs. You can look at your shins, and then see, can you lift the inner arches of your feet a little bit by engaging up through the midline of your inner thighs. Take a big breath in, and a big breath out. Slowly tap the knees down to the mat. Find a child's pose. Let the arms move back. If you're really craving the arm balance, feel free to find a safe arm balance for yourself if you want a scorpion there. One more breath. And then from here, come back up into your tabletop position. And we'll stay in the tabletop position. Simply extend your right leg back behind you, tucking the toes into the mat. And then ground your right heel down like a warrior two kind of. Shift your left foot back behind you. So if your knee was a clock, the foot's at about maybe 7 o'clock. And then reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Now as you do that, turn the right palm towards the front of your mat and take the arm alongside your body. And again, thinking side bend here. So just like when we were standing, pushing into the right foot, pushing the hips up away from the floor and reaching through the right fingers. Take a breath in and a breath out. With a breath in, take the right arm up to the sky, lift your right leg up, and bend the knee behind you. See if you can catch the foot in your hand. Start to kick out into your hand. Now lately in this pose, I've been kind of thinking wild thing. If you've been practicing yoga for a while, you can maybe imagine that as you push the hips forward, imagine you're pushing your right foot into the floor. And then slowly we'll release back into your tabletop position, hand down, knee down, and shins parallel. Take one round of cat-cow. Inhale, lift the chest and the tailbone. Then exhale to round. Come back into your neutral spine. And now extend the left leg back, ground the left heel down, move your right foot to about 5 o'clock. Reach your left arm up. It's like it is a modified side plank, but we're going to take it to that side bend by turning the left palm alongside your ear, reaching out as you push into your left foot. And a lot of length in the side body today, exploring this in different positions. Take one more big breath in. And as you breathe out, reach the left arm back up, reach the left leg up, bend the knee and kick out into your hand, reaching behind you. Maybe even imagine that you're pushing the left foot into the floor as you pushed your hips forward as well. One more breath in. And slowly release the hand and the knee back down into your tabletop position. Then inhale, lift the chest and the tailbone, cow pose. And exhale to round in. Now find your neutral spine and tense your fingers, step your right foot between your legs, between your hands, excuse me. And then from there we'll find half splits. Now here's an opportunity where you might choose to take your half splits towards a full splits. So you can start to slide the right heel forward, move the left leg back, and maybe you use blocks for that, letting the hips move towards the floor. Flex the right toes. Maybe it's easier for you to find a little bit of a fold over your right leg. Try to keep the hips square towards the mat, so not opening the hips to one side. One more breath in, and a breath out. Now slowly start to slide that right heel back in, rebend the right knee, and then come back into your tabletop position. You might just sway the hips slightly right to left. And then from here, tense your fingers, step your left foot between your hands. Find your half splits. We're starting to move towards your full splits by moving the left heel forward, right leg back. Try to keep the hips square. You might even use blocks underneath your hands or slip a block under your hip. And the block is holding up my computer, else I'd show you what that looks like. Maybe finding a little bit of a fold over that left leg. And then slowly start to slide that left heel back in. Rebend the left knee and come back into your tabletop. And you can just shimmy the hips a little right and left again. And from here, we'll shift the shins to one side and come to sit with the legs out in front of you. And we'll extend the legs for the beginning here. And if you'd like to sit up on a blanket or a block for this, you're always welcome to sit on something for these when we're sitting on the ground. Draw the right knee in. I'm gonna mirror you. Hug the leg in with your left arm. Take your right hand behind you. Sit tall with the breath in. And with the breath out, deepen into your twist. Slowly unwind, coming all the way back around. Little counter twist, hands off to the left. Bow your chest down as you push into your right foot and hip. And then slowly come all the way back up and drop your outer right thigh to the floor, right foot inside your left leg. Hands frame your leg as you walk forward into a Janu Shirshasana head to knee pose. You can hold on to a strap, the foot or your ankle somewhere. Bow your head down to the knee and breathe. If you can easily catch the foot, maybe hold on to your right wrist, turning the palm away from you and slip that over the bottom of your left foot. And slowly start to walk the hands back in towards you. Take your right hand on the floor behind you so you can lean back. Reach the left arm up, point your left toes, and lift your hips up as you reach back for a Stargazer Pose. And then slowly lower the hips down. I almost forgot the name of that pose for a second, kind of like Wild Thing. And then we'll extend both your legs. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Draw the left knee in, foot flat to start. Hug the leg in with your right arm, left hand behind you in a twist. Take a breath in from sit bones to the crown of the head. Breathe out to deepen into your twist. And slowly start to unwind. Bring both hands to the right. Find a little counter twist. And then we'll come all the way back up. Let your outer left thigh come down, bringing your foot to the inside of the thigh. Both hands frame your right leg. Start to walk your hands forward into your Janu Shirshasana head to knee pose. If you have the ability to catch your foot easily, you might hold your left wrist, palm facing away from you, and slip that over the bottom of your right foot. Otherwise, just breathe where you're at. And slowly start to come all the way back up. Now take the left hand behind you on the floor, reach the right arm up. Point your right toes as you lift the hips and reach back. And then slowly lower the hips all the way back down. And now we'll bring both the feet in so that the bottoms of your feet can come together and the knees can come wide. And then hold on to the outsides and fronts of your ankles so you can lift your chest with a breath in. And as you breathe out, tuck the chin to the chest, bowing and rounding from there down, the upper back and middle back, bringing the head down towards your feet. Maybe gently pressing your arms into your legs to just feel the stretch, and then eventually taking the backs of your hands someplace where you can let gravity just take you any amount further here. And slowly start to unroll all the way back up. Take the hands to the outsides of your thighs and draw the knees in. And extend your legs right out in front of you with them together. Then inhale, reach your arms up. And with an exhale, fold over both of your legs, either holding onto your feet or a strap around the bottom of your feet. Bowing the chin down, forehead towards your shins. Relax the jaw and breathe into the back side of your body. And slowly start to unroll, coming all the way back up. Now we'll come to lay down on your back, your way, lowering your body down. And then once you get there, bend the knees, take the feet flat, cross the right ankle over your left thigh, flexing the right foot, open the right thigh away from you, and then option to interlace the hands behind the back of your left thigh. Finding a thread the needle or a supine pigeon. Hug that left thigh in towards you as you push the right thigh gently away. Relax the head and the jaw. Then let's see how much can you relax the shoulders and maybe engage the biceps a little more to bend the elbows to hug the leg in towards you. And then slowly release the left foot down to the floor. Uncross the right ankle over the knee. And do the same thing on the other side. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh, open the left thigh away from you. And then option to interlace the hands behind the right leg or just keep the right foot on the floor. Flex the left toes and hug the right leg in as you push that left thigh away from you. Relax the head and the jaw, all the muscles of the face soft. Slowly we'll release the right foot down to the earth, uncross the ankle over the knee, and then draw both knees into the chest, giving yourself a big hug. If there's any last movements you'd like to take that's going to end your practice, the best way for you, you might find happy baby pose if you'd like. That could feel really good. Maybe some extra twisting, carrying the legs to one side and then to the other of your mat. Finding any last movements that feel good to simply end your practice here. Sometimes, especially practicing online, my last moves is to run to the other room and get my essential oil, or to get an extra pillow or a blanket, or turn down the AC. So that can be your extra movement too. We have that privilege today. So feel free to also start to settle into what will be your Shavasana today. And if you would like props for your body, then go ahead and get those things for you. Maybe a bolster or a pillow for under the backs of your thighs, and a blanket for underneath your head. Making everything absolutely perfect for your final resting pose, whatever that means for you today. And once you're on your back and you feel like you can be still, just scan your body quickly from the crown of the head down, seeing if there's any last adjustments you need to make to your physical body. Bring the attention to the very crown of your head. Take a big breath in, settling your awareness there. With the breath out, just listening to any sensation there. Take one more breath of awareness at the crown of your head. And breathing out, listening. Now notice the space between your eyebrows. With the breath in, settle your awareness there. With the breath out, listen to any feedback. Inhale awareness into your third eye. And exhale, listening. Bring the awareness into your throat as you inhale. Settle your awareness there. As you exhale, listening. Inhale awareness in the throat. And exhale, listening. This time to the heart as you inhale. Settle your awareness in your heart. And exhale, listening. Breathe in a breath of awareness to your heart. And listen with your breath out. Your attention to your solar plexus with the breath in, the bottom of your ribs. With the breath out, listening. Breathe in awareness to the solar plexus. Listening with your breath out. So right below the navel, awareness, breathe in. Listening with your breath out. Breathe in awareness to right below your navel. And listening with your breath out. To the bottom of your spine and the very base of your pelvis, breathe in. Listening with your breath out. Base of your spine, breathe in awareness. Breathe out, listening. Moving up from the base back up, breathe in to the soul, to the sacral chakra. Breathing out. Breathing into the solar plexus. Breathing out, listening. Breathing into your heart. Listening with your breath out. Awareness in the throat. Listening with the breath out. Third eye awareness, breathe in. Breathe out to listen. Finally, back to the crown of the head, breathing in. And breathing out. If there's a point that we went through that felt like it really resonated to you, maybe choose that point and settle your awareness for a few breaths there. Eventually letting go of trying to focus it all and settling into your final resting pose. Feel the parts of your body that is touching the floor. Feel ready. You might start to wiggle fingers and toes, or bring any movement that feels right to end your practice. No rush. And then eventually rolling over onto one side, curled up in a little ball there. Take your top hand down on the floor underneath you and keep a heavy head to press all the way up to find a comfortable seat. Maybe sitting on a blanket or a block if that feels good for you. Taking the palms face up on your legs once you get there. Close the eyes or settle your gaze on the ground in front of you. Again, just breathe a few breaths here into this pure awareness itself. Considering our intention again, or a theme of tapas and working with discomfort, I remember at my old general physician's office, there was this article posted in his office. And one of the things that I remember most from it is that it said, you can tell somebody's nature by how they handle three things. One was tangled Christmas lights, the other was a rainy day, and the last one was a missed flight. And it immediately calls to mind all those moments of discomfort and all of the people we know and how they handle them and what we know about them and what that says about them. So this idea of discomfort is where we really can see the work that's to be done. And Lord knows we have plenty of discomfort right now. So finding moments where we can ease out of it to take a break, but also what's coming up. How can we still show up? Find our true essence, which is loving kindness. And it's a constant coming back over and over. So with that in mind, join the hands together in front of your heart. If you set any personal intention, bring that back to the front of your mind now. Take a big breath in, filling all the way up. And a full breath out, letting the head bow down towards the hands. Peace for your body, for your mind, and for your spirit. May the whole world be filled with peace and love, light and joy. From the bottom of my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. It was such a pleasure. I hope that you were able to stay for the whole thing. If your tendency is to leave during Shavasana, I would highly recommend that you stay longer. And have a great day. Thank you so much again. Namaste.